there's a few things to get through today. I don't think there's going to be any solid news. Don't expect any big announcement video today of anybody signing. I don't think it's going to happen. That being said, James Ward Prowse is in London for his medical. Now, there's something a little bit weird about that, because you're probably thinking, hold on, mate, you told me that yesterday. Well, I did tell you that yesterday, and that was the information that I had as of yesterday. It's pretty good information, by the way, that he's actually having it today. So why the delay? I don't know. It might be cleared up by a weird story which broke last night, which I want to deal with a little bit later on in this video. That is that West Ham are still in for Scott McTominay, and at some point over the next 72 hours, we will either sign James Ward Prowse or Scott McTominay. Weird. I don't get it. But it needs to be delved into and had a little look at, that's for sure. On the Harry Maguire front, I wouldn't expect any big announcement. Apparently, we've agreed wages with him. And we've agreed the fee with Manchester United. But there's some sort of dispute about how much Manchester United are going to pay him off to come to us. I've seen these sort of things before. These things rarely happen quickly. Don't expect later on today a video of me saying, oh, Harry Maguire's in London for his medical. I don't think it's going to happen particularly quickly, although it does seem like he wants to come to West Ham now, and it does seem like we've reached an agreement with Manchester United. So we'll deal with that. We actually won't deal with any more Harry Maguire. There's nothing more to say on it. Just to add on to what we were speaking about last night, which was the Lucas Paqueta. It's finally got the name right, just as he's about to leave. Actually, there was a horrible post on one of the videos. I've done so many videos the last couple of days, I couldn't tell you which video, but somebody said they just bought a Paqueta shirt, like West Ham one with Paqueta on the back. It's crap, isn't it? So I wonder if the club do anything about that. I would hope they would. You'd think so. If we're going to trouser the best part of 85 million quid for a player, you'd hope someone can get a refund on it. Well, no, you don't even need a refund. Just let them choose another. Let them choose another shirt and have another player's name on it. You can use the Paqueta one to. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. He's polishing his car, waxing on, waxing off. I don't know what he's doing. Whatever you would do with a shirt, use it as whatever you would do. That's drying you back with a towel. By the way, I just want to read another message. It's from a Manchester City fan. I've got it. I don't there. You probably won't be able to see it that well. I would read out the name, but it hasn't got a name. It's BR-TF, whatever. It's not actually a proper name, but he's a proper fan. And I'll tell you what, just a good sport, really. Said, as a Man City fan, I can tell you that Palmer, meaning Cole Palmer, is an extremely talented young player. He is an excellent goal scorer, and it would be sad to see him go. But with more game time, he could be brilliant for West Ham, and he would bring plenty of flair to the team. Whatever happens, good luck next season. Thank you very much for the message. I don't even know if you're a Man City fan. You're probably not even watching this video. Really appreciate that. And it's, a class act, actually, mate. So well done. And, been really well responded to by a lot of West Ham fans. Of course, naturally. I'll tell you what, it's really nice to read. It's really nice to read comments like that from rival fans. Stark contrast to yesterday when I knew it when I was typing it. Whenever I type anything to do with Arsenal in a headline or anything. So yesterday it was Folarin Balogun. You just sort of know it's going to happen. We have had months of it with the Declan Rice stuff, right? You don't even need to be doing YouTube. If you've got a social media account, you'll have encountered Arsenal fans. I want to separate Arsenal fans with online Arsenal fans. They are horrendous. Honestly, the difference between like that guy there and Man City fans generally who you would encounter online and the Arsenal fans, it's unbelievable. Chalk and cheese, honestly, really is. So, more of that. More of that, please. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to stop talking about it now. Point of the matter is, Cole Palmer does look to be a really good player. I hope to sign him. I would want to sign him. I am a little bit worried about the flair going forward. Flair going forward. Don't want flair going backwards there. A couple of days ago, yesterday, I did a video about David Moyes' master plan and how I thought with the signings of Maguire and Ward Prowse, David Moyes would finally have the funds to build his dream team in the vision. That's what he would have imagined when he had left Preston and joined Everton, or what he might have imagined that he might have been able to build if he was going to stay at Old Trafford. Playing the football that David Moyes thinks the way it should be played. I think he's getting close to that now, but he is going to need someone to unlock the door, and he is going to need a little bit of pace. He's going to need something else. So, particularly if we're losing Paqueta, we're going to need a little bit of adventure. He said adventure. Actually, David Moyes' words. He's going to a team of adventure to excite. Not adventure. Excite the fans. And look, we've got we need to be excited, particularly if you want to pack 60,000 fans into a stadium. So I do hope that we can bring someone like him. If he does bring Cole Palmer in, I hope he's brought in, and I hope he's brought in with a view to him playing. Because he's frustrated, apparently. He's not getting enough game time at Man City. If you're going to bring him in, don't promise him you'll play him and don't play him. If you bring him in, play him. And if we get to sign him permanently, build the team around him or do something like that. I think that would be good. Definitely need something else going on and some more pace in the team. That's for bloody sure. Let's just deal with this Scott McTominay and James Ward Prowse thing. Let me read you this now. This is from a source in the club in West Ham. It says, we'll sign Ward Prowse or the Scottish midfielder from Man United in the next 72 hours. Now, you know this language. If you follow the chat, if you're a regular watcher of the channel, you know this language. Remember recently about Carlos Borges? Remember what the language was? Close to signing the lad from Man City. That's the language. And I've seen this so many times over the years. This is the biggest rubber stamp you're going to get, right? This is an authentic quote. We'll sign Ward Prowse or the Scottish midfielder from Man United. That's bona fide, I tell you, in the next 72 hours. But sadly not Friday in time for either to get registered for the game against Bournemouth. So let's just look about what they're saying. It's basically saying we'll either sign Ward Prowse or Scott McTominay within the next 72 hours, but they won't be registered for Friday. Okay, on the face of it, nothing particularly sensational there. Well, there is, though, isn't there? When you sort of scratch below the surface, not that they won't be registered by Friday. That's clear. It's the whole James Ward Prowse situation. James Ward Prowse has agreed to come to West Ham. He has agreed the terms of his contract to West Ham. He's agreed his wages, the length of time he'll be here. Obviously, we're not privy to that information, but that's been agreed. The transfer fee has also been agreed with Southampton to such an extent that they've kept the Flynn Downs transfers separate so as they can get this one done. Basically, it's all agreed. All that needs to happen now is for Flynn Downs to come to London. And to be fair, he's only got to drive up the M3, right? So he's got to come to London. Actually, he don't want to. I'll tell you now, he don't want to come off the M3 at Junction 12 on the M25. You don't want to be doing that at the moment. At Junction 12, Junction 10 on the M25. Anyway, story for another. You don't want to hear me talk. You don't want to hear me talk about traffic, road rage. God. Anyway, he's meant to be here for his medical. The deal's done. Can you imagine if you were James Ward Prowse now, hearing that, we might sign you, but we might sign that Scottish fella instead? I don't think it's great. It's not the first time we've done it, by the way. Do you remember Josh King? He was at Bournemouth, and he drove all the way up. Funny enough, that's the M3 as well. Something about the M3. Do you know what, if I was a footballer, wanted to sign West Ham, avoid the M3. Do something else. A30. Try the A30. That's a good road. Try that one. Honestly, if you were coming up from the south, stay clear of the M3. And he turned around. Anyway, I just think it would be a little bit odd. If I was, I've got to say, if I'm tonight, if I am James Ward Prowse, which I'm not, I'd be a little bit annoyed. I say tonight, I'm recording this the night before. You get the idea. I'd be a little bit annoyed about it. I really would. Me personally, I would rather sign Scott McTominay, actually. But I do think it's a bit of a weird one. If we pull the plug on this, I don't expect Southampton to ever do business with us again. I would not under the current ownership, our current ownership, because they'll feel completely mucked about. Because if we do sign Scott McTominay, then this whole thing about James Ward Prowse is basically saying you're a backup plan. This whole thing has been a ploy to try and get McTominay. I don't think it's the best way to do business. Maybe lots of clubs do it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the best thing to do. You want to make a player feel wanted, don't you? I also do wonder, how this fits into David Moyes' master plan, to talk about that again. Because I thought, particularly with Souček signing a new deal, isn't it going to be James Ward Prowse swinging it over for the big fellas, be it Souček and Zuma and Maguire and anyone else that's big, I guess, to head it in? Is that not the plan? The set-piece dead ball specialist? Well, you take Ward Prowse out of that and it doesn't really work, does it? Then you go... There's no surprise in this. You know how sometimes we're really scattergun. We'll go for one player and we don't get him, so we go for a totally different type. This is exactly the same thing. We don't have a type of player. It's the same thing with chasing Darwin Núñez, not getting him, chasing Breuer, not getting him, and then signing Scamacca, who's completely different to them. It's just weird. I don't understand why you would do it. And look, I mean, once you've settled on James Ward Prowse, if you don't get James Ward Prowse, okay, well, you go and get another Deadpool specialist, though, wouldn't you? I find it a little bit odd, unless there's something I don't know about Scott McTominay. He's got all that stuff in his locker, but you signed James Ward Prowse for one reason. He is the best free kick and set piece taker in the Premier League. The best. I don't know. I just find it very, very odd. I have a suspicion that we're signing James Ward Prowse. I think that's it. So I don't know why we'd be playing games with Man United here. I don't know. I have still not, I have to say, it would not surprise me. And look, we've got. I would agree. Someone's going to type on the chat. We need to go and get a striker. I agree. All right, we need to get a striker, and I'll get another winger as well, by the way. But it would not surprise me if we go back in for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That would not surprise me at all. And I don't know. I talk about not liking conspiracy. I'm going to do a little one here. Maybe if we buy McTominay, it sort of smooths the way forward for us to get Wan-Bissaka. I don't know. Man United are a weird club at the moment. They're acting in a very odd way, I guess, because of this takeover, all the rest of it. They don't appear to be. I know they bought the goalkeeper and everything, but they don't appear to be acting like a big club. I've mentioned it on numerous occasions. I don't see what everyone else sees with this Ten Hag, irrespective of how good he was at Ajax. I'm not seeing an awful lot better at Man United under Ten Hag than it was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or anyone else, quite frankly. I think he looks much of a muchness at the moment. I don't look at him and think, oh yeah, he's going to have Man U challenging for the Premier League. He's just sort of going to be in and around the top four or just outside, which is exactly what everybody else was doing at Man U, isn't it? So I don't know. I find the whole thing a little bit weird. I don't think he's getting backed like they're a super rich, super duper club like they have behaved in the past, and clearly there's something going on with the ownership model there, which is, again, quite odd, really, isn't it, in terms of this bidding process, which just seems to be going on and on and on. Plus, you also hear, don't you, that West Ham, whoever doesn't buy Man United is going to buy West Ham. Oh, I don't know. In that respect, I am looking forward to the football. I'm looking forward to the football starting on Saturday. That'd be really good to actually watch a ball getting kicked around the football pitch. All we know at the moment, Edson Alvarez will be in that game. It looks like nobody else. I say nobody else. It's not going to be like the whole Bournemouth team and Edson Alvarez. There will be other players on there, but in terms of new signings coming in, he's going to have to play him, isn't he? I mean, is he going to play Flynn Downs even though he wants him to go? I don't know. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. I guess we'll have to wait until an hour before kick-off and we get those lineups. Right, anyway, I might see you later on. I might not. I don't expect an awful lot to go on today, so I'll probably catch up with you Saturday morning.